At the time, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and I'd been living in my cousin's apartment with my mom and my dad. My mom and dad brought up the idea of going to the pool, so I was like, yes, I want to go to the pool. So, but to get into the pool to these apartments, we had to find a key to open the door to get in, and we had lost the key. So I went around the house looking for the key, opening up all the closets, looking under the bed, all over the floor, and then finally I lift up one of the couch cushions, and there it is, there's the key. So it was going to be me, my mom, my Aunt Lizette, and her 3 daughters. One of my Aunt Lizette's daughters was my mom's goddaughter. She'd given her the nickname Beatty, so that's what we called her all the time. So all of us, we all get our stuff, we get like suntan lotion and all that kind of stuff, and we head up the door to go to the pool. While we're walking on the pool, while we're walking on our way to the pool, I remember the story that my cousin told me that in the cracks of the sidewalk, that there were yellow jackets living in them, and if you had stepped in any of the cracks, the yellow jackets would spring out and sting you all over your body. And I was really cautious about this. I didn't want to get stung. So I told everybody, I was like, you guys better be careful. I don't want you to get stung by any of these things. And they told me, why do you listen to everything that Xavier says? You shouldn't listen to him. You shouldn't listen to him. Stop being so scared. And I was like, okay. So we make our way to the pool, and we use the key to open the door, and we get in. And we see the 2 pools there. And there was already a few amount of people there, so we probably didn't need the key. They probably would open the door for us. So that was a waste of time. And there was the little kiddie pool, which was like 1 foot deep. And I wasn't about that. I didn't want to go in that pool. And then there was the adult pool that was really deep. And I was like, yeah, I want to go in that pool. So we go inside the pool just to get ready. They put on their suntan lotion and all that kind of stuff. And I didn't like to put any suntan lotion on. I didn't like the way it felt on my skin. And finally, I was going to get into the pool. Now, at the time, none of us could really swim except for my mom and my Aunt Lizette. And so I was just going to hang around at the edge of the pool, holding on to the sides, like seeing how long I could float, putting my head in the water, holding my breath. And the rest of their daughters was going to go to the kiddie pool, except for Beatty. She wasn't going to go in there. She was going to go in the adult pool. She had brought an inner tube with her, and she was going to jump into the pool over and over again. Now, when she started jumping into the pool, it kind of annoyed me, because she kept splashing me in the face with water, and I didn't like it. I was like, you better stop that. You can't swim either. You're going to drown or something. But she didn't like heed my warning. She was like, nah, I'm going to be fine. So finally she does like 1 giant cannonball. And it was like the biggest splash ever. I was like, ah, man. And then I turn around, and I see that her inner tube was floating away from her. And I started to panic, like at that moment. And I was like, oh no. So I turn around and start calling Mom. I was like, Mom, Beatty, I think she's gonna drown, But they weren't listening to me. So I thought that I was gonna have to do something, but I couldn't swim. So while holding on to the edge of the pool, I was trying to reach out as far as I could to see if I could grab her and pull her in. And luckily she wasn't that far away from me, but like she was flailing around and I couldn't get a hold of like her arm or something. So she was freaking out, like drowning and stuff. And I was like, oh no. And finally, I managed to grab hold of her arm, and I bring her in, and I pull her up to the surface. And finally, my mom and my aunt said, they come over, it's like, what's happening? I don't know, she was drowning or something, but I think she's fine now. So they're all sitting around her, and I was just like, all right, now I can go back to the pool. But after that happened, they thought that the day was pretty much ruined, and I was kind of bummed. I wanted to stay at the pool, but we had to leave. So on our way out, on our way back to the house, I make sure not to step on any of the cracks of the sidewalks. I'm still freaked out about the story of getting stung by all the yellow jackets. And we make it home, and it's already kind of late, and I just want to go to sleep, and I'm really mad that we had to leave early. And Beatty, she shows up, she starts talking to me for a bit about, oh, I thought I was going to die, thanks for helping me. And I was like, nah, you weren't going to die. My mom would probably got you if I didn't, like, grab you. And then she wouldn't, like, leave me alone. She's like, oh, no, I was scared I was going to die. And I was just like, leave me alone. I just want to go to sleep. You ruined the whole day. I wanted to stay at the pool longer, but you had to ruin everything. So she leaves. I think she was, like, crying or something. I don't really care. I was tired, so I was just laying there. And then finally, I just drift off in sleep.